Yeah, so I played a game yesterday, and there was three plays in a row that my opponent came out and trips tight end, and I wanted to just talk it through. Since we just had a video talking about stopping the run, and some other people have asked me questions about what coverages I like to play against this formation. So I'm going to show you three different plays. The first play is going to be a run play. It's going to be the inside zone play that I talk about, and you're going to see how the defense just eats it up, man. Like, it's not necessarily the most sound and best. It's not like I really have too many guys to stop this run play, but it's enough. All right, so I get. Let me just go to the beginning of this play. So again, I like to come out and cover six invert, but I don't like to just a lot of times line up in it. As you see, like my defensive playbook, the way I have it set up is this is a custom playbook now, but you could do this with any playbook that has big nickel over G. I have weak safety blitz 3 here as my first play, and this is like the play that I come out in and I start a lot. I like to walk that safety down to the tight end side, and then I can check into cover six invert, all right, or some other defenses. So that's what I do here, all right. So I start off this way. I like to give that look, helps out with the disguise, and then I'm going to check. You see my checks over here to cover six invert, so that's what it is. And then I'm going to play with the middle linebacker here, the three receiver hook player. But again, just because I have that three technique over here, that really helps out a lot. It really makes it so that the ball has to cut back into the A gap. And then it comes down to, can the right guard in the center block this linebacker? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, And even if he does get blocked by a lineman, if the ball can cut back even further, I do have my safety who's a flat player. He's in the box, okay? And then the last piece of it is not something I rely on, but you have to understand this safety right here is a quarters safety playing palms technique, okay? So he's going to be a flat foot read and come down and play the run pretty fast, and watch how quickly he reacts to the run. Right, he's just sitting there and he comes downhill. So you get decent run defense against most runs. That's inside zone. I know people can run other plays, but that's that. So then he stays in the same formation. A lot of people do this. They stay in one formation for like as long as it's working for them, and then you got to figure something out. So I'm kind of thinking about during the game. The game is pretty well in hand, but if he does score, I'm in trouble. The game would be close again. But I was actually thinking about what defense can I help. Can I get on film that'd be good? And even though I talk a lot about match quarters, my favorite style of defense is actually cover one. It's been like that for a long time. I can give you guys videos going back 12 years ago, and I was one of the few people who played cover one, just straight cover one, even when it wasn't popular. So I still love cover one, and also cover one to me is a good complement to quarters. If people want to try to run quarter beaters on me, if I'm playing cover one, it's not going to work, right? So let's just go from there. But anyway, one thing I like to do on long yardage situations and third and long, second and long passing downs is play cover one, robber press, okay? And in my mind, in my little world, I call it double robber, okay? So we're really going to play we're going to play man defense with two robbers, okay? And the first robber is the computer robber. He's going to come down. So versus this formation, a lot of people like to run crossing routes back to the field, especially when they line up into the boundary. You're going to get somebody crossing across, you're going to get a dig, and then you might even get a corner route, right? So one of my base defenses I like to play in this situation. Now, you got to have good corners out here. Like I have Ramsey, so I'm not really worried about the streak routes down the sideline. But this safety is going to step down and play in the middle of the field, right? And that's going to make the quarterback hold the ball for crossing routes coming across the field. And then I'm going to actually use her over here and play kind of like a half field technique, but it's not really half field. I'm really just looking for crossing routes. So it's always like I'm a robber playing like the hook to curl deep area over here, and I'm looking for a corner route quick by the tight end, and then I'm looking for that late throw on that over route that people love to run even since last year. This was probably a better defense last year because everybody used to run this. But if I can hold off a quick dig route or a throw over the middle with the safety here, and then I can sit here and user this area of the field as well, it should take away a lot of throws and the pressure should get to the quarterback, okay? So that's the second defense. So that's actually one of my primary defenses that I run, in complement to some of the quarter stuff that I run. All right, I think there's one more play here. So you see that's dagger. That's a classic play, and the guy even audible, the tight end to a streak route to kind of get like that flood concept. Now, okay, here we go. I actually came out and just called cover 6 invert. All right, so you see how it looks pre-snap. It looks very aggressive with today's environment when everybody's blitzing a lot. This could look like a cover 0 blitz, right? People kind of like start getting panic attacks when they see this defense, but I'm actually playing cover 6 invert. So the strength of this defense is, to me, on the right side of the screen, I like the safety, and I like it when he comes from depth, to be honest with you. I like it when he drops down and plays the curl flat from this position. Which one is he? I think it's him right here, right? All right. It's actually him over here. So he plays it from that position. That helps with corner routes, right? And he does a good job also when the ball's thrown to the flat to running backs. He gets down pretty quick. So that takes care of that. I like the corner playing deep half, right? I like him getting back and playing deep half over here. Now, the weakness to this defense, we got the palms over here. So what do we get? 3. Right, 3 does not go vertical, so I didn't have to worry. I mean, 3 went vertical. I'm sorry, 3 did not go across the field. Excuse me. So I didn't have to take him across the field. I didn't have to take him on a shallow out across the field. I'm trying to get this play back up here. All right, so if he was to go underneath 10 yards, I'm looking to stay inside of it. I'm kind of like sitting in this area right here, and I end up just helping out on this dig late. But unfortunately, you get the man matches all happening over here, where you get 2 runs of whip route. That's going to eat up your quarter safety. And now the only deep vertical threat is obviously is number 3, and he runs a route that is a beater. I won't say it's a beater, but it's just a good route versus. And there's a difference between a beater that like is good conceptually against a defense, and that's what this is. And then there's beaters that guys mess up AI and don't cover people. So there's a difference. So I'm going to use the term in my world, football world, of a beater. So this is actually a good cover 6, cover 4 palms beater. And he has leverage on him. Now the safety is actually in pretty good position. He threw a really good ball, and it's an easy route. So that's the weakness of this defense. If I knew teams would start running a lot of this type of stuff, this is where I would probably call cover 4 quarters, which is a defense I don't use that often unless I get, I have a hunch that it's going to be a crossing route from the tight end, and I'm going to play with the quarter safety or a flood concept. Because if this is quarters, I would have set in between the 2 and 3, and I would have played that route and came down and tried to tackle the whip route late. So that's what you can do as a complement to that. Or, like I had told you, if you have good man cover guys, people are going to try to attack your quarters defense, just play man, right? And there's lots of robber defenses, cover 1. There's hole doesn't give you the too high look, so I would stick to the 1 robber defenses. But there's 1 robber defenses where the corners are playing off, and you don't have to necessarily, you don't have to. It doesn't have to look like a press defense, so you can kind of mix that in there. All right, so I wanted to just show 3 plays, give you a little bit of quick film. I'm gonna do more of this as we go along. I got a bunch of clips saved from like the past 15, 20 games I played. It's just sometimes hard to make them into cut-ups, but this game is still fresh in my brain. I just played it last night, and I know that, this is one time I can show you like 3 good plays, talk a little bit about the run game, talk a little bit about the passing game, and show you maybe a new defense that you might want to work out playing that 1 robber, double robber stuff, okay? Talk to you guys later. Peace.